Hey, how's it going, Red Wing fans? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hasky, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 2025-26 NHL season and 3 prospects that I think could make the NHL this upcoming season. As we all know, the biggest criticism heading into the upcoming season is that Detroit has some holes on their roster. There might not be enough talent, people say, to get to the playoffs. But, as we all know from last year, once Todd McLellan was hired, the youth on the team took a step forward. Players like Marco Kasper, Albert Johansson, and even Lucas Raymond all took steps forward and improved their gameplay once McLellan took over. It seems like McLellan really likes the youth in the lineup, and I feel like this training camp, he's going to get a really good look at 3 prospects, and I think he's going to have no choice but to put them in the lineup. So in this video, I'll be breaking down those 3 prospects and their games at this past weekend's 2025 Showcase Games in Frisco, Texas. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by leaving a like and comment down below if you agree that any of these 3 prospects could make the roster. We're so close to the upcoming season, and I can't wait. Hope everybody has a great day, and as always, let's go Red Wings. To start, we'll look at 2023 9th overall pick, Nate Danielson. If you've been following his development, then nothing about his performance in Frisco was surprising, but it was definitely reassuring. He's tracking exactly the way Steve Yzerman and the Detroit Red Wings hoped when they took him in the first round. On the weekend, Danielson finished with a goal and an assist across the 2 games, but honestly, the production wasn't what impressed me the most. It was the way he controlled the pace of play. He was essentially Detroit's director in the neutral zone, dictating controlled entries, closing plays defensively, and staying calm when everything around him was chaotic. That ability to slow the game down, make the right read, and then execute is NHL level IQ. But what stood out on top of it all is how poised he is under pressure. Even when defenders closed gaps quickly, he didn't force low percentage plays. He pulled up, he'd reset, and make the smart pass. That's exactly the kind of detail that earns the coach's trust. But overall, he looks like a player who could step into Detroit's middle 6 right now and not look out of place. Next up is 2024 15th overall pick, Michael Brandsegg-Nygård, the Norwegian forward who in my opinion was one of the most quietly effective players in Frisco. Game 1 was where he really stood out. Playing alongside Nate Danielson and Emmett Finney, his chemistry with that line was clear. He supported cycles, made smart plays along the wall in transition, and flashed that deceptive release we've been talking about since he was drafted. He ended the tournament with a goal and 3 assists, and again, that's production you can't just shrug off. Now in Game 2, MBN wasn't as strong, but to be fair, neither was the entire roster. What I like though is that even though he wasn't producing, he still found ways to be useful. He supported defensively, he didn't cheat on plays, and didn't force offense that wasn't there. That kind of consistency is huge when you're trying to stick at the NHL level. And here's why I think MBN could surprise people at training camp. He doesn't need to be a top-line guy or a first-line power play unit to make an impact. His game translates into different roles. He can track back defensively, win puck battles, and still contribute offensively when the chances are there. That's exactly the type of player who sneaks onto a roster and ends up sticking all year. And then finally, we've got the most talked about guy in the system right now, 2023 17th overall pick, Axel Sandin-Pellikka. He entered Frisco with a ton of hype, and he lived up to it. He put on a goal and an assist, but again, just like Nate Danielson and Michael Brandsegg-Nygard, the bigger story was in the details of his game. Sandin-Pellikka looks like an NHL caliber powerplay quarterback already. The way he walks the blue line, shifts laterally to open lanes, and distributes under pressure. His goal in Game 1, although it wasn't a top-shelf blast, it still showed that heavy slap shot from the point. It's a weapon that the Detroit Red Wings will be using for many years to come. Now defensively, it wasn't perfect. He had some shaky moments early, but what impressed me the most was the in-game adjustments. By Game 2, he was closing gaps quicker, defending with better positioning, and even came up with a huge stick check that directly created the Nate Danielson goal. That kind of progression is something you would want to see in a young defenseman. We all know his offensive game is elite, but flashes of responsibility in his own end show that he's rounding things out and working hard on both parts of his game. And honestly, with Detroit's need for a right shot defenseman who can run a power play, he's going to get a ton of looks this training camp. But that's going to do it for today's video. Again, let me know in the comments if you agree that either Nate Danielson, Michael Brandsegg-Nygård, or Axel Sandin-Pellikka could make the opening night roster. We got the red and white game coming up this weekend, and I'll have coverage for that. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And I hope everybody has a great day. And as always, let's go Red Wings.